Here of the commentators, and of course those being Harry, Hugo, and myself. FaZe Clan Ninjas in Pyjamas on Mirage. Are we in for a Mirage Etoile or just 2 maps? We'll be right there.
Nice.
Yes, indeed, Trace. FaZe with the T side beginning. Plenty of utility. They're going to go for an A set piece. These smokes go over. One for stairs, one for jungle, and one on Cold's era still floating around. I was curious if CT was going to be a part of this smoke setup, but it is not. Nork and Lecro delivering in the pistol, and boy, it's set to continue. Cold left up, and he does manage 3 nice little kills before they deal with him. Good attempt, but ultimately the pistol round falling in favor of NIP as they look to get off to a good start here on a bit of a FaZe classic.
Yeah, I will say that pistol bodes well for Cold. As we said, he needs to step up in this map. He was silent on Overpass, and that can't afford to happen here today. Not on a map that FaZe have had such success on. They don't want to be knocked down to the lower bracket anytime soon, especially not with a 2-0 victory the way of NIP. FaZe at least want to fight.
Yeah, they don't want this to be that first L they've taken throughout the road to Rio, right? I mean, they've dropped maps, but whole series, no.
Ain't happening. Well, it might, but let's see if FaZe can stop it. It's going to be full Glocks here, so yeah, it's happening here at least. NIP shouldn't lose any players. They can even fight mid with USPs if they want. It's probably safer than the scout at this point. Twist checking under. Connector covered, so he doesn't need to worry about his back line. FaZe really just playing patient, using this almost as a tactical pause.
Yeah, it really does kind of have that vibe to it, especially considering with the 4 Glocks, no nades, nothing really. Hell, I don't even think they have marshmallows around their campfire up there at top middle, so really didn't come into this round with a whole lot. Probably won't be leaving with a whole lot either.
Bodies in bags.
Let the bodies hit them. Let the bodies hit them. Let the bodies hit them. Dun, dun, fly. Roll. Okay, well, we got our excitement out for the day, so glad we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, Nico and Brokey, they're having a bit of excitement
really
right now.
Close.
Yeah, these guys are loving it, man.
Ooh,
it's nice. Nico's just going around, checking on everyone. Olaf, come join. Or Cold, rather, maybe even.
Dude, if you're Nip and this is what's going on, I mean, you're probably
about to get four full Glock kills coming your way.
They're thinking like, right, guys, they're probably doing something really serious right now.
Oh,
they're probably goodness, Nork
dear.
could get caught. He turns around, and here it is. Oh, in from short they go. And Nico has just had to watch the teammates. He's so meticulously given some love to over in top mid. It gets shut down on the cat play. 2-0 lead for NIP. They get that conversion in the bag, but now the buy round comes in. Nico, hopefully that little speech, that rousing speech, maybe even a rousing speech over in top mid, has gotten the rest of FaZe feeling pumped heading into this third round.
Those Glocks were throbbing. That's all I know up there in top middle, okay? So, nonetheless, the round really wasn't going to go any different than what we kind of forecasted, but with these weapons on the table now, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. In FaZe, they want that A site. Is that going to be possible? As NIP have actually given it up, so the answer is yes. More likely than not, FaZe should be able to get out of the palace here. A quick fight taken. Lecro spots him, but he's not got the gun for the job. It's up to the scout to do the damage, and Twist does that at least. Can't follow up, and he's pushed back to 40. Might want to tuck here in jungle, as they're already on top of the stairs. It's going to be Nork dropping a man down middle. Olaf can't come in on that lurk, and this A-site play is getting stripped apart.
Yeah, that's a really big kill onto Olaf. It's really freed up these NIP players to have a bit more movement on this rotation, and now they group up in comp, and Nico is ready to go through, and he's joined them in the connector. They're not ready. He is so close, and he could strip this whole round from NIP right now. Nico in with a double. And he's caused some trouble. Plopsky 1v3 is required here, and they're not giving him a lot of room to work with. Not able to catch Brokey on that peak. And so FaZe, they will be delivered their first round, courtesy of that little smoke play from Nico, kind of bailing them out of the danger that was represented at one point in time with that con threat looming. Investment coming through from NIP. But this little chance of a good start might get wiped off the slate soon.
What a play by Nico. You can see him next to the smoke, just listening to the footsteps, figuring out where NIP are and which side he can like sneak into. Gets on the box and just mows down 2 players. Great work from Nico. Puts FaZe's first round on the board, and they want a little bit more where that was from.
And it's rounds like that that'll make Nip really question every smoke and every turn. They know now that, you know, once you get someone like Nico up there just holding the line, unbeknownst, like not even tracked. No one had any idea it was there.
Nothing is safe when you're playing against FaZe.
That's what they say.
Look at these smokes. FaZe have thrown the execute smokes, but they've got a second volley, I would imagine, available because no one commits with it. They were hoping NIP would use their Molotovs, but that's implying NIP had Molotovs. They don't, and they won't. Now it's down to the guns. The AWP, oh, he could get pinched from the Palace. There is cover on the site, but Twist is very exposed in the open right now. No cover. And yeah, I'm not sure about the setup there. Lekro, he's going to trade, but that's not worth it at all. The AWP is going to get nothing in this round, and Lekro follows up with damage, but nothing more before he dies. Nico's down low. Olaf fighting Spawn, the second AWP here, and here to stay. Plopsky's got a kill. FaZe now have to stop. They have to tuck in on the site. The bomb gets cancelled. Nico's stuck on low HP. The Cold catches a flank, though, and that's going to open up a world where FaZe can win this round. Cold doubling down. Nork might want to go back for that gun. There's an AWP behind him. He's still using the Deagle, and he's just feeding the kills to Cold. It's a repeat from his team, and Nico and one can get it done. FaZe finding 2 rounds. They don't save that AWP ticket. It's actually on top. But that's still going to be a round locked in. This kill on the flank is massive as well, as they often are. Rez could have put a stop to that entire round. Instead, Cold makes it happen for FaZe. And look at the ramifications that's had to the money of NIP.
Well, the Toaster himself is going to have this AK out. No one wants to play with the Toaster. Believe it or not, you're not supposed to in the first place, so it would make the most sense. Things come to a very creepy halt here. Smoke towards the top of middle. It's going to allow us to crescendo into this round. Now with that smoke down, it's giving a considerable amount of coverage up the catwalk. It's going to allow FaZe Clan to maneuver in a way that puts Nico yet again in a hidey hole. That could prove to be a big flaw. It could be a fatal one at that, Harry.
Yeah, this is a very advanced position for Nico to have, and NIP, now on the back of seeing him skirt his way into ladder room, they've positioned over towards B. They've anticipated this is going to be a B split, and that is not the case. FaZe setting up with 3 players back at ramp, and they are selling this B fake well. Olaf throwing in utility, Nico arriving from catwalk. NIP, they're rubbing their hands together. They're thinking, guys, we've nailed this. We've got them. They're coming our way. And then any moment now, we're going to hear the iconic phrase that is... And now, of course, for NIP, 4 on 2 on 5, they've realized a little too late that sadly this was all a ruse, and FaZe is going to be finding this 3rd round. And they probably would have regardless, but you know, these USP stacks can still get out of hand. We have seen that many a time here at the Road to Rio and back in the Pro League. But this time around, the USPs get mopped up and dealt with very, very well. A nice little fake. Ooh, nice Lekro. Got any more in the chamber? Come on, bud. 5 bullets. You don't need the reload. Land them all. Oh, there we go. Come on. 3 bullets. Oh, 1 bullet. Now maybe is a good time to reload. There's still pressure at him.
Wow.
And finally, they deal with Lekro, but he does a good job of making that one, I was going to say expensive. He could have made it expensive if he dealt with Olaf. Still taking down Nico's fight and getting away with that much damage. Now the reinvestment comes through. And this is where things get exciting once again. NIP going to have rifles out across the board. Notably, not going to feature an AWP. The money isn't there. And, you know, when you have players like Twist and Nork both in your team, both proficient with that weapon, that's something that you are going to be feeling here for the NIP side. As you look down the barrel of round number 6.
Smoke in the window denies Twist the vision here. FaZe have been over middle in these last couple of rounds. This one is no exception, but it will be after just a moment. Rain gets picked up by Rez's aggressive play through the connector with a flashbang. And FaZe, they wanted a B split here. They also wanted a cat flank, but Rain is not going to be enabled. And now hitting B, it's only 1 man. NIP have gambled and not the right way. It's Plopsky alone in the site. Nork needs to come out of ladder and try and help, so he is tasked with doing that. Gun in hand, and Plopsky hiding in the corner, waiting for them to come his way. He's got 1, dropping more, banging through the wall was Nork. He finds a player on the bench and even kills Nico to clean up the round. Great work from NIP. That 2-man setup is there in the nick of time, and FaZe, they walk into the Warriors at the B-bomb site. 3-3. Not the end of the world for FaZe. They have a bit of money left up on some of these players. But heroic move from Plopsky. That was a very dangerous play as well, going out so wide, being exposed to the apartments. But he works wonders. Brokey on a dig, AK's elsewhere. FaZe looking for a fourth. Ooh. Electro. That's a great play. The little pop flash to follow as well. Even gets Nico. The issue is now you're stuck and under, so he needs to get out with the flashbangs. Oh, he's so blind. He's even going to get another kill. There's no way he should get away with two there. Brokey dead. Only had a deagle, but even so, FaZe now down a man in this round, and NIP have just conceded middle. No interest, no need. A man up. It's FaZe the one that is struggling for frags.
Yeah, there's no real reason to kind of put yourself out there more than you have to, especially with that man up. Electro being the only casualty for Nip in this round leaves FaZe a little bewildered. They do have mid control, but even in that, they're not able to flex too far off of it. Rez has got his eyes set towards the catwalk, and with twist positioning, he's able to pivot, should not make contact off through jungle or through the connector. Rez wants to get close. They're going to smoke top con. Smart move from Nip. Now, will that pressure FaZe Clan? Will that tempt them to walk through it? It looks like a little bit of a window boost instead. Rez is aware of that possibility. He backs out so that he can see all the way through to jungle. And as much as this is set up, they've really kind of only given themselves the opportunity to go towards A for FaZe Clan. There you go. Cold's air in the window. Does end up finding a frag. That bomb down in the connector still. Olaf's going to grab it.
Where do they want to go with this?
This round is kind of hinging on the Plopsky re-peek, and I think that's dealt with, and the timing on it couldn't be better. Catches them in the connector, and now they know that both players were here. They know where Cold is coming from. This crossfire is set up, and Cold gets sandwiched between the two of them. Fourth round on the board for NIP, and Plopsky, perfect timing on that. If he peeked even a moment too soon, there was a chance that that play could have all culminated over towards B if they deal with the short player.
Poor Olaf, though. Poor Olaf. Like, he's holding that for 30, 40 seconds, and Plopsky peeks because of the Molotov. Cold throws it, and Plopsky hears it coming. He knows, okay, this is the last thing they're going to expect. FaZe aren't going to be looking here. Rightly so. Olaf turns around as the molly lands, and then Plopsky peeks into it. Like, ridiculous stuff. What a crazy move. But it's put NIP back up in the lead. 4-3. And more Glocks for FaZe. Nico just jumping and bumping, practicing his slides. I do this a lot on curved angles, you know, like the overpass tunnels. If you're entering out monster.
Iconic.
Yeah, stand on the left, press space when you get to the end. Boom. You're gonna rock it.
What are you pressing space for?
I mean, or mouse scroll. Whatever.
Space bar users to jump.
No, absolutely not. Trace, don't. Trace, I'm on your side here. I've been a scroll wheel user forever. I've just never unbound it from space.
Well, don't lead these sheep astray.
Fighting in amongst themselves. Iconic scenes here.
Yeah.
From the road to Rio.
It's fine because, you know, spacebar users don't usually fight anyone because we don't see them in matches. Not at this level.
Nice.
Not at our level. We play
okay, right. That makes a lot of sense now. Right, okay. Well, Rez here.
Oh, dear.
What's up now, spacebar users?
Woo!
Easy as that.
Rez doesn't know it, but there's a lot of danger in the connector. Oh, dear. How's he going to deal with it? How's he going to respond?
He's not alone.
Is that it actually falls to Lecro, this responsibility.
Nice.
However, he is ready and waiting. Predicts that peek from Palace. Olaf going to win one fight, but that'll be the only fight he wins before getting dealt with by Plopsky. So 5 on the board for NIP. And now FaZe back to the drawing board on this one. They took an eco there. They bring the AWP out on Brokey, so they've got that to work with still.
That's Super Series coming up next. Please do not forget Astralis versus G2, which is the corresponding game in this bracket, where FaZe and Nip find themselves. The winner of this goes on to play the winner of that, and that's how brackets work. Shout out Hugo Byron.
Thank you, Trace. Please don't forget, guys. Please, my boss is counting on it. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble if you forget. Ooh, ouch. Brokey, oh dear, he might want to forget about that round because the re-peek from Nork off the back of the tag on Plopsky, and it's an AWP down and out. Biap still has the bomb, or at least the exit of it. 3 alive here for FaZe in this one, and barely any util to play with either. Olaf's got a bit of a set, but that is it. This time watching for the cat play. It giveth and it taketh away. So Olof doesn't want to hang around there for too long. He can always flash Nico into position on catwalk, but Nico don't need no nades. He got his gun. That's just okay. He's got a kill, and he's going to jump to window. Plopsky sees the timing. He knows Nico has to be here as a result, and Nico jumps over the AWP, looking to fight it in the market. Bit of a dangerous one, but it works wonderfully. Plopsky's pushed cat. He's got that kill as Nico backs up, but Plopsky can't escape from this fight. Olof has gone back to get that bomb, but it might be A after all, and NIP have no reason to believe it's A. Cold is sitting on ramp. He's coming through at the perfect time, and if he gets this kill, that could have been the round. Now it's Olof on his own in a 1-on-2. The world is his oyster. Either site is available, but we got a CT at each site.
Yeah, them oysters here. We're gonna see what Olof can do with it. Trying to walk up catwalk. And Harry, with 20 seconds, there's really not a whole lot of options for him at this point.
Now he's going to try and hit B, and there is a chance he can get past this AWP of twist. Alone off Meister. 1v2, and he's got to try and run the gauntlet. He does get past, and now... Oh, Twisty boy, dearie me. Olof becomes the shark in this game now. 1v1, and he smells the blood in the water. Electro, the last hope, the last man alive for NIP, and what was a 2v1. Olof is playing this to perfection. No. He's repositioned onto the car. And he's not giving anything up, looking to drive away with this round is Olof Meister. Electro looking for him, but sneaky, beaky little Olof ready to flick, gets the info, and now he's playing for time. Electro needs this kill, and he needs it now. Olof not offering it up, comes in clutch with the 1v2. 3 kills in the round for Olof, AWP carried forward, and a 4th on the board for FaZe.
Alone off Meister, well, he's good enough alone. Trust me. He gets it done right there. FaZe Clan did need that round in a big way, not just because of the scoreline, but just to stay, you know, somewhat head above the water in this game. You don't want to let Nip run away, double-digit half it. You don't want any of that. Yeah,
Nip had 3 rounds in a row off the back of that, so if they kept streaking, things could have gotten bleak for FaZe. But now, well, the money for NIP drawn into question again. It's this AWP, and we're relying on it. He needs to stop this mid-cross. It's done that at the very least. Olof dead, and it's all down to the A play for FaZe. Walking into a low economy round, rushing A is such a risk, and you can see why. Those SMGs up close, and an M4 as well. Rain on the ladder, hits a shot. Brokey's dead, but Rain is not. Now he is, and the round is going to come to a close with it. Without that mid-split, that's how A plays often go.
Well, Hugo, let's look at this now. Let's re-examine this situation, because obviously Olof wins an amazing round by himself in a 1v2. With the bomb plant, salvages an op, then FaZe lose the following round.
Bam.
Talk to me a little bit about the situation that FaZe find themselves
in. Say goodbye to your money if you're FaZe. I mean, that's no surprise. You can see it there, 2,000 to 3,000 a player. They're working off of loss bonus and fumes, and right now that is not a lot. And that's, of course, because they win a round, right? It takes a notch off of their loss bonus so that when they eventually do lose the next, well, their notch is lower, Trace. And that's the thing. You always want a high notch when you're talking about loss bonus.
True story.
But right now, not a notch in sight. FaZe are on Deagles and Glocks. I pluralized Deagles. It's only one, and it's out the ramp. The rest are rid of in mid. Oh my, Nork.
Go on, get it in there. Olof, not good on the catch. He's actually dodged that one. However, Olof setting up to receive the ball again. Actually, just making sure, you know, like you don't want any CSGO zombies coming back into the fray.
No, you definitely don't want that.
It's the responsible thing on Olaf's part, I think.
If there's one thing that Zombieland taught us, it's what, fellas?
Double tap.
There you go. That, of course, against the rules of war and the Geneva Convention, but of course, here in Counter-Strike, no such thing exists. And we'll continue to march forward. Ninjas, moreover, knocking that round. 3 kills, great spray control.
Nork has been sick in this team, right? Like, I think the biggest surprise for me watching this guy join this team is someone who'd always watched him as an AWPer in his previous rosters. I was worried about his rifling. Not that I thought it was bad, but you know, how ready was his rifling for this tier, especially in a team with Twist who can run this AWP to great effect, and we've already seen that. We know that. So yeah, Nork, he's great on the AWP, but when he doesn't have it, he's still very versatile. He's still very available and is often a key player for NIP. When Nork is playing well, NIP are often playing well. So right now that is showing 7-4. 2 in a row for NIP, looking for their 3rd, but this is a bye for FaZe.
Yeah, and again, another pivotal round. FaZe Clan are going to start to run out of these soon. And they've invested into it, Harry.
Yeah, the utility usage has been great in this round from NIP, right? Like, FaZe haven't even seen anyone on the NIP side yet, and they've already got Nico at 12 points of health. The other 2 are tagged up. Now they try and make this A play happen, and to begin with, it is FaZe winning these trades out favorably. Cold on his Palace flank has worked this one to great effect. Olaf snuck up close. He's drawing the attention away. I love that bait and switch from Olaf and Cold Zera. Olaf tucks into the corner, sprays the AK. Twist is staring at him. And in that moment, knowing that he's scoped up with the AWP, they throw the flash over, time the peek with Cold. Twist is blind and just hung out to dry in the open. And that was a great bit of team play between the FaZe guys.
And for FaZe, again, a round that they needed. Crucial here. A 5th one on the board for them. We're going to see Plopsky and Knock. Safeski in the B site.
Yeah, I kind of want to see NIP try and work a bit more aggression, perhaps, over towards Palace or Ramp. Just because I think whenever we have seen FaZe go for these A splits, it's always been like the one lurk player in Palace, and that's usually Cold, getting away with a hell of a lot. Like, even if you think back to the pistol round, right, where NIP, sure, they picked up the victory, but Cold on a Palace flank was able to net himself 3 kills. And he's been great in this position. I think, you know, if you were to maybe try your hand at like a bit of aggression early on, you might risk giving away that man advantage, but it can give you like a bit of an early warning signal as to what FaZe were planning to do in this round. And there's definitely ways you can set players up to go for this Palace peak, you know, with supportive flashes from inside of the site. So maybe that's something we see NIP look to explore. FaZe have been very explosive in middle, and sure, it's like worked for Nork in the rounds where it's been anti-eco, but that's what you expect. I don't think he would be able to have that same success versus these FaZe mid takes in the buy round.
Yeah, like the fast cats and the fact that Nico's getting up into ladder in 20 seconds, like stuff like that is a nuisance to deal with in the mid round for NIP, especially if they don't, you know, realize it, if they don't catch it. And FaZe are often denying that info by smoking window. They've done so in this round, and so Rez has no knowledge as to what's working in middle.
Well, catching it is one thing, and then, you know, actually grasping it full on and having a sort of, I guess, a response for it every time, and denying it a couple times, just so FaZe Clan don't feel as comfortable going for it. Nonetheless, Knock holding one of those real tight angles, and he's going to see a player jump across. Now weary that mid is compromised, as it is. There's no eyeballs on middle.
It's only a bait and switch, though. The reason he doesn't hang around is because Plopsky's pushed, right? So he's hoping they saw him. But if anything, if FaZe saw that, they don't want to walk into an AWP in the apartments. It's a nice choke point. It's favorable for the scope, and you can easily drop off. So FaZe are going to go elsewhere. That was their plan anyway. Bomb outside of A. Olaf on this mid lurk. He got shut down coming down Cat the other round, but this time he's come through under. So a little more safe, a little more silent, and a little more unknown. NIP, they've got to watch their backline as the execute comes through.
Yeah, and here it comes. It's going to be on A. It's going to be 3 deep. Make it 4 with one in the Palace. Rain and Nico are absolutely decimating the Ninjas right now. They don't even have a chance to shoot. Not going to fire a shot off from Ticket, but realizes it's too far, too gone. Where's Olaf Meister? He's up to no good here in the middle. He wants to take some of these weapons out of Ninja's hands. Nico now hanging out in the fire, burning down to a crisp 12 HP. But a clean round other than that for FaZe.
Oh, no. He got spotted. Nork. Ooh. Plopsky's pushed as well. Rain wasn't ready for that, and Plopsky's got the spot on the second. This smoke will buy time, but it won't buy the entire post-round time. That's going to fade as the bomb goes off. So FaZe can still get these kills if they want to dedicate, but how much do they want to dedicate?
Yeah, eventually you just have to tuck in and accept. Of course, the money, not awesome for FaZe, so...
But the key, you know, I don't think they're worried about the money. The key is these rounds, right? Like, they found 2 in a row off the back of a great half for NIP, and FaZe, if they get 7 rounds, 8 rounds at the end of the half, that's so favorable for them. Right now, we're also watching the best sides for both these teams on this map. NIP are better on CT, FaZe are better on T. And so, you know, this half does hold that much weight as a result. So let's see what FaZe have got for the last couple of rounds of the half. They've come alive, at least as of late. Boost up in the ladder room, putting Nork in position early with the AWP means he can fight middle. He can fight this top mid smoke that often has a gap to the left side, but he's just going to sit back in ladder and wait for them to come to him.
Oh my goodness. Oh. So close, it got so uncomfortable. The toaster is in the water, it's fried, it's done.
Even gets out as well.
Yeah, good play.
Yeah, I like it. The immediate reposition over towards the A site. And that's because FaZe has been hitting this A side of the map a hell of a lot, especially with this mid presence. But this round, that is not the case. Smoke now falling in connector might telegraph this to NIP, as it has blocked off vision over towards Catwalk, but no rotations coming through yet. Another kill going their way. But all of this could be in vain if the B play comes in, and say like Plopsky just dies instantly. This round could still very easily fall apart for NIP. So it's very paramount that Plopsky has a bit of a hold here and can buy some time. Brokey has cut down res on rotation. And so that much more pressure is kind of applied to Plopsky here. The fact that he falls now leaves NIP in a 3-on-2, but this is not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination. Brokey comes into this round with 3 kills, well now he's doubled up, and he's been a real key player here for FaZe, but Cold isn't able to tame the beast on NIP. It is the round going in favor of the Swedes. The defuse comes in, 8 on the board for Nip, a bomb plant, and money saved on the back of that previous round. Still cash available to FaZe heading into round 15, the final round of this first half of play.
That is a massive round for Nip, though. If they lose that, FaZe probably 8-7.5, because they would have broken NIP's cash in this round. And, you know, that's not fun. But luckily, both teams can afford for 15. And that's really what you prefer, regardless of the scoreline. So, all back in the hands of Brokey. And double AWP here for NIP. That's a deep apartment smoke being thrown by Nork that will land past the kitchen where Plopsky was playing the other round. So we might see some more apps aggression from him. We got a double B set up early to support that. Deep smoke does land. Now Plopsky can push. And this just offers more info and more versatility to NIP, right? Not only a quick flank available, but they're going to know ahead of time if FaZe are hitting that B bomb site. And as you said in the previous round, Harry, all it takes is to get a plant on B. Like, you know, you can win those rounds even if you're disadvantaged. So, as B sites often are, it can be difficult to retake. Right now, the AWP is trying to bait Olof in again as Plopsky's pushed, but Olof ain't falling for it. If anything, he could see Plopsky, if he continues in this position. FaZe grouping with the bomb back through T-spawn towards A. Plopsky finds nothing, and he might want to rotate off the back of this. Olof is again coming in on this con lurk, and it's down to the A players once more for NIP. FaZe have been explosive on this site, and when they've gone for these commitments with smokes and flashes, they've often found a lot of entries very quickly.
A critical thing to note, though, is we do have Palace aggression. Twist has gone to this side of the map and is ready and waiting for Cold. I've been waiting for that all first half long, and we get to see Twist execute it here in round 15. He finds an opener for NIP, and now they don't have to worry about Palace. Twist is given that much more room. As a result, Olof will remove a man down in the connector. The rotations have already come through for NIP, and Twist has been wallbanged out of the round. That's where Lecro goes above and also beyond. Helped out by Rez, it's 9-6 for NIP, 3 ahead of FaZe Clan at the end of the first half of play. Join us for a second in just a moment.
Well, I'm ready to get back into it, and I hope you are too, because we're well on our way into a pistol round. It's Nip showing a lot of face here on this A site. Rain playing from the ticket. He's by his lonesome, and that's going to leave just isolated over there towards jungle. As Brokey's going to have to back off and reconsider. But in the meanwhile, it's Rain that has stopped this hit for the time being. Welcome back to ESL 1 Rio, everybody.
This has left NIP in a very weird position right now, right? They do get that bomb planted, but Rain continuing this tear. This man is a menace with the USP. All the pressure on Nork and Rain. What a round of Counter-Strike there. What a time to come alive. 4 kills in the pistol. FaZe get off to a good start here in the second half, and I don't know, man. Whenever you see Rain sat back in CT with his crosshair like that, you know he's onto something great. You can just feel it before it even happens. Look. And then another. You think maybe that's it? Nah. Lines it up again, makes it look easy. And then you think, oh, well, he's probably done. Nope. And then you're like, oh, well, 3. You know, that's good from Rain. Pretty sick pistol, but he probably doesn't get any more. But then you're wrong again, because there's number 4. He just kept on going. Now, there would have been a 5th if it wasn't stolen, I imagine.
By those middling kids.
Shout out one time, Brokey, for doing that.
One time for the one time.
Wow, 7 times FaZe have found a round, and with that pistol, they could be into the swing of things here on the CT side. It's a full deco for NIP, who have deagles and nothing else. Can certainly make this round dangerous. Can also get cleaned up pretty quick. We'll see which one it is, because already Popsky's gone down in the palace to the SMG of Nico. The one SMG in this round.
Yes. I think.
NIP just spread out. Oh, Rez, he's actually in the window. He's been thrown up into position and pushing back Brokey, but he won't get this kill and looks to just stall out his life as long as he can. Unfortunately, his team, not quite the same in mind. Nork has already died on the ramp. And the bomb is going to leave A, go back towards B through spawn. But look at the stack on that side of the map. FaZe have 3 players here. If you count Brokey in the market, he's going to be very quick to rotate into B. And he will be needed. Oh, nope.
Nice.
Denied.
FaZe want to keep this streak alive. Got a lot of weapons in this one. Not a whole lot of room to run for the ninjas of Pyjamas for Lekro and Twist.
Kind of know what's going on as well on the FaZe side, right? They've rotated 4 players over to B, and this isn't just a chance. This is, you know, them having the read, having the info, and so it should just be a slaughter here. The fact that Twist and Lekro get 1 each is actually impressive. I didn't think they were going to be able to do anything. So, you know, they walk into that crossfire with a USP and a deagle, and they actually get a kill on the back of it. 8-9. Counter-Strike time. NIP in with the buy. It's AKs across the board. FaZe, pretty much the same, but not AKs. Their version. M4s. And that one FaMAS. Can't forget about that.
As much as we try. Back into middle for NIP. They've got the smoke down. They are sincerely taking their sweet time, maybe expecting some more aggression from FaZe, but the flashes will find them some salvation here in middle. FaZe don't really want to test the barrier just yet, but they do stand eagerly waiting on the outside of middle. Nico actually fighting towards Con. Trades damage with Twist. Receives more of a beating than he gives, and Twist may be annoyed that he didn't get the kill when it could have been his. Popsky even flashed into Con as well. He's going to smoke it off to give that position away to NIP. Meanwhile, FaZe on the ramp getting aggressive. They're going to push up. They're going to clear this part of the map, and that's big information for FaZe as they think they're fine on this A site. That could not be further from the truth. Not only is there a man Palace, but Twist is coming in through the spawn. He's going to check it, and he does get the kill. Very heads-up play from Twist, but is he ready for Nico as well? 2 for 1? Surely not.
If he checks this, Twist is big-brained. Unfortunately, he hasn't checked it. And oh dear, Nico playing the trigger discipline.
This is brilliant.
Trying to get as many kills as he can. He's only good for 1, and now they know he's here. Oh dear, Nico.
No.
Not able to convert that into multiple kills, and that's what FaZe really needed for it to be worth it.
Yeah, I feel like he played that so well, though, right? He even lets that player jump stairs just to guarantee the Palace kill. And while he gets that, it's just nothing more. NIP were already out con. They were already facing him so close. And he didn't really have the room, nor an immediate second kill, right? When you play that trigger discipline, what you want as Nico there is you want 2 players on your screen at the same time. And then you kill, typically, the furthest player away, because that's the hardest shot to hit, right? You want to get that in first before your gun is inaccurate. And then you can transfer, you can, stop shooting, shoot again. Obviously, that's the risk because your gun is going to lose accuracy if you don't give it that reset time in between shots. Regardless, it's the 10th round for NIP in the lead, holding it against FaZe and looking for this 2-0 that, remember, coming into this game, none of us expected that. FaZe have a 90% win rate on this map. They are on an 8-map win streak with victories over Fnatic, over OG, over Na'Vi, some top-tier teams in the European region. So right now, NIP are making them work for it.
And it's not to mention the fact that, yes, they did come into this undefeated. Not over all maps, but of course, in series terms,
series,
which is insanity.
And this might be their first, and not only first loss, but at a 2-0 as well. FaZe don't want that, and I don't think they're giving up without a fight. They know the CT side is more doable than ever. It's just not going to be easy, especially not with the Swedes on the other side making things difficult. It's a double rifle buy for FaZe. Of course, saved from the previous round, but we've got Deagles beside it. NIP painstakingly slow, holding for Palace pushes, working the top of middle. Twist's delay coming through T-spawn to check ramp. There's the info. Oh dear, Norg gone with the wind. Nico's going to quickly tap him down, and now it's an AK on the A site as well. FaZe are very well armed, and they're already beginning rotation towards B, an expectation that NIP will try to avoid that weapon. They're right, but right now, NIP, they can't avoid the bullets.
Nope, Lecro probably taste that one. For Plopsky, well, we saw Nico very, very crucially hold on to that position earlier on the T side, but will the same thing be said for when he's on CT? He's playing a tucked angle very close. He's able to take down Rez, which still does not help Nip. Now that starts to change the face of this round.
Yeah, time is a problem though. 20 seconds, and this bomb right now is all alone. It's trapped connector side, cold, doing the damage. Might just end this round here and now. 10 seconds on the clock, and Plopsky, this is a very tricky 1v3 to navigate, and he knows it. There's just no time for a bomb plant. This isn't a doable round, and so FaZe, they get it done with this partial investment around the saved weapons here. They find themselves another, and they look to continue bringing the heat. NIP, that round falls apart for them.
Do have a pause.
I'd love to see that.
You don't love to see that, but I can't imagine a better time to tell people what's coming up after this game. Would you like to do the honors, Harry? Would you like to sell it?
I know you like talking about the Super Series, man.
I think you should give it a go. It's a Super Series on a Wednesday. Fine. I'll do it for you. And that is Astralis in G2 coming up after this matchup. And you can make sure to stick around for that one. Is the coinciding upper bracket semifinal, the second one. One of two. This is your first. That's your second.
Pretty basic maths.
Pretty basic stuff. Pretty simple stuff all the way around. No simple in sight.
No, Na'Vi got grouped over in the CIS region.
Yep.
By Hard Legion, of all teams. 2-0'd, in fact.
Well, not necessarily known to feel good.
No. In fact, many claim it's feeling the complete opposite.
Yeah, maybe even feels bad, man. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. But perhaps we can get an update. We do have a bit of a pause on our end.
Of course, if you missed the first map of this series, it was NIP's pick of Overpass, a map they've taken over even the likes of Astralis at points. So damn well sure that they picked that one up to start off the day. 16-9 on the side of FaZe, and that's where FaZe sit right now. 10-9, a round down, but definitely feeling more positive for FaZe in this game, right? It's looking like a closer affair. They still have the weaponry, the money, the buy round.
So
And the update, too. I can give you that if you want it.
hit me.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here's the update. Source 2 has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about.
You always love that, don't you? You keep
I
us on
do
the
love
edge of our
Source 2. Well,
seat.
it's because Harry played it. Now, what really actually
Yeah,
happened is Brokey's sound has
Broken.
broken, yeah, or however you want to look at it. It is broken, and that would also, I guess, leave one Ninjas in Pyjamas player to disconnect from the server. So ultimately, everybody just kind of figuring it out around
Just
here.
kind of freestyling it.
Brokey go broke.
Speaking of freestyles, Harry, know you got some cool stuff you've been working on in the booth. You want to share it with anybody?
I don't think the world's ready yet, but you know there's going to be some fire dropping and you know coming months.
Okay.
That mixtape, I've been working on it. We've been backstage, Hugo and I.
Yeah.
And Twist, he was there. He dropped a few bars on the track, and same way he's been dropping a few bodies in the server.
Fair enough.
Because he's like part of the double AWP, so we call him the double entendre. That's like his name, and he's like just full of double entendres, basically.
2 for 1.
It's pretty sick, man. Like, honestly, his rapping skills really impress me.
Yeah.
As they should, and you know that would make complete sense. In fact, the more and more I look at this, it's basically this sentence, even with all its baroque, dependent clauses and cascading turns of phrase, that really kind of lead us still in this pause. That's just something for you all marvel over, of course. Taking a look over here as to what this is. This looks like the pistol round where Rain was able to put some hurting on the Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, he toasted NIP in that round. 4 headshots. And the pistols have been phases, right? The Deagles, the USPs. I mean, they won an eco. So, yeah, FaZe are feeling pretty good, but still down by a round and still down by a player as well. So, not winning in every category.
That is true. True. Facts, even. Hope all of you are having an awesome Wednesday as it stands.
We are. Thanks, Trace. I appreciate
Definitely. No,
that.
I really wasn't concerned about your guys' Wednesday. I'm talking about those people out there that are watching us. And by those people, I mean you. If you hear my voice,
dude.
not you guys, again.
But you keep saying me while making eye contact.
But also,
how else am I
just
supposed to
the
interpret
people
it?
on the other end of the lens, on the other side of the camera. That's the people I'm talking about, not production.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Not
I see where you.
production,
Yeah, nice try, Harry.
All right. I'm a
FaZe
little
Clan.
slower than you, Trace. We know that.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Not necessarily going to agree, but I'm not going to disagree either.
That's a key right in the middle.
That's like some real political level. I messed that whole thing up, didn't I?
Come
Come on, spit it out, would
Don't
you,
ever
Harry?
talk about politics. So that's probably why I can't even say the word.
Feels brokey, man.
Yeah, Brokey.
Brokey is Bronk.
Not actually in the server right now. We're just waiting for him to fix his sound issue. Maybe he just thought he couldn't hear anything because no one's been talking for FaZe. They've just been fragging. They've just been in the moment. It's like, guys, I haven't heard you all for like 10 rounds.
Oh, TeamSpeak's been muted. Oh, well.
They were going live.
Oh,
The
it's
hub
live.
hadn't updated, and I thought they were 4. I thought FaZe just went, screw it, we'll play 4.
That's a Henry G classic. We all remember that from the caches when they booted off one of the guys on Team UK.
Oh,
that guy was terrible.
Yeah, he
What
flashed his
doolies, what a
entire team.
noob.
Ugh.
Straight garbage,
Yeah,
actually.
he got
Get him
replaced by
out.
Stewie. Quite the pickup. Definitely
way
an
better.
improvement.
So, anyway, so we're back into it. Finally, we have the game on our hands.
Brokey's looking very undefined as he tries to bring his own style into this round. He does find some early damage onto Lecro. I like it. Now we permanently know where Brokey is at all times, because...
Who? Do you mean Undefined?
Yeah, sorry, that new guy for FaZe. He's pretty sick, man. Like, I've really been enjoying watching Undefined on this orb.
Yeah, but the definition just isn't that clear.
Look at the mini-map, guys. That's the joke.
Wow.
Thanks, Hugo Byron.
Guys, we'll have him on standby to explain the nuances of every joke that is made on the broadcast, just in case.
The joke is that I'm not going to do that.
There we
just
go.
saying I'm going to.
Now this round, Plopsky down here by connector, and he has the rest of the guys waiting outside of the A site, all bar the exception of Rez. These two ready to try and take connector by storm. That Molotov does force them into the prying eyes of Nico and of Brokey's AWP, and the AWP comes in clutch, delivers a double. Nico's doubled up as well. It is just a, well, he hasn't, he's only got one. But Nork brought down low. And this should be his demise. The rest of this round, just a formality for Nork. FaZe about to put 10 on the board, and they are looking for this man. They heard him run back. They know he's trying to retreat, and they're not prepared to let that happen. coldzera showing no mercy in the apartments, puts a 10th round on the board for FaZe, and they're going to tie this one up. No money left in those NIP bank accounts, so FaZe looking to slingshot themselves into the lead here and now.
Now, let's just go ahead and speculate now.
Oh,
who is more of a professional? Is it Hugo or is it Harry? All you have to do is type in chat, #Hugo or #Harry. Now, I did not expect this. I didn't ask for this. Didn't see it coming nonetheless. But now is your time to blow the Twitch chat up. Let's see what you got.
Everyone knows Hugo has less characters. So, I mean, you know, if you want to save your time, if you want to focus on the game, you know who to vote for.
And if you want to vote for a true professional, also vote for Hugo. Also, I said professional. Can't even talk. So what does that qualify me as? Here's Nico. I thought he got a kill with the smoke. Yeah. I was about to be real hyped, but instead, it was the other thing. They say there's no smoke without fire, and that proves to be the case in this round here and now. Nico continuing to lay down the pain down in connector. And boy, oh boy, this pistol round for NIP has not yielded any results for the Swedes just yet.
Yeah, and sometimes that moment of realization just sets in, where you know this one isn't going to work, not in your favor. And NIP are probably having that same problem right now. Nork is actually out the ramp. He's in a good position, but no one's going to re-aggress to default to give him a kill, and Rez is looking for one of his own. That's perfect, in fact. Looking towards Cat as well. It's a crossfire from Rain and coldzera. What a crossfire indeed, but the first of which is already fighting on the A site. If Rez tries to move up Con, he will get a bullet in the back of the head, if not the front instead. Letcro coming through the ramp into the AWP though. Oh, it's looking the wrong way. Oh no, missed shots from Letcro. That could have been a kill, it could have been the round, but ultimately not meant to be found. It's FaZe up to 11. And here's the buy for NIP. That's what we've been waiting for, right? Just Deegs in the previous, now armed to the teeth. I'd love to see a fast execute, you know, a quick Cat to B, get that Con smoke in, get the window smoke, and run up Cat. Now, either that vote hasn't updated, or Harry, we're just level-headed.
I think it is split right down the middle now. A decider would be who can cast the round best. So I think, you know, Hugo as first on the chart, you take this entire round by yourself. Go.
Yeah, Rain over here pushing into the top of mid. He does have guys alongside him. And well, NIP falling on back. They've responded to this mid smoke by just holding on very, very passively. FaZe actually decide to leave mid once that smoke looks to fade. They've already wasted some precious time off the clock for NIP, and they've also put a halt to whatever the NIP squad had planned early on in this round. They've now got to go back and try and contest for mid later on, which is going to cause some problems. You'll note that that AWP on the back of Brokey is down here in the connector, and he's got his spying eye on the top of mid. NIP, they decide to bypass it entirely. Now, this decision to give up this mid control does come with its own set of problems. While they're not going to be exposing themselves to this crossfire over here in middle. Oh, interesting. That bomb's gone into the... Yeah, this is all going to be a little fakeroo, a little ruse from NIP. They throw in the utility. They look to send in Nork and Letcro. Maybe just Letcro, actually. Nork peels on out of there fast as he arrived. As does Rez. That bomb now up in the apartments. The B play about to come through, but FaZe, they've not fallen for this. There's been no contact made at the A side of the map. There was never going to be a rotation from FaZe. And they will still have two players here at B. Now, they know where Olof is, and as they drop on down, it becomes all too clear the crossfire that they go walking into. Cold at bench. Olof at short, and this round is dead in the water. NIP, they've got to concede it. They've got to give it up. And this is now 12 on the board for FaZe.
What a disasterful round right there. You think about it, hey, the concept, let's show FaZe at A and run it to B. Well, you didn't show enough FaZe today, as from, you know, from our perspective at least.
Yeah, that's the danger. When you go for an execute like that, you're relying on a couple of things. Firstly, you're hoping that no one is inside of the A site, that FaZe are playing retake towards jungle and CT, so they don't actually get the info. They just see the smokes and flashes and make the assumption, oh, guys are out A. and then rotate, right? That wasn't the case because there was no stairs smoke. So Rain, even though he's not inside of the site, he runs away from A, but he checks onto the stairs. He sees only Electro come through the ramp, and at that point, you know, if you see all those smokes, all those flashes, and only one guy out ramp, you know it's a fake. It's almost more obvious than seeing no one. So FaZe, they just hold down at B, they just don't move, and they keep their crossfires up, and they just mow down an IP entering B. Worth noting here quickly, coldzera 17 and 11. We said we needed a performance out of him. He's shown up in this map.
Yeah, he had to show up. He is one of those hitters on the side for FaZe.
It does make me wonder a bit though, like NIP, they dedicate 3 players towards the A side of the map. I assumed that with 3 guys there, we were gonna see the full set smokes, right? Like, cause that feels like a lot of guys to pull away. And that never comes through, but we'll revisit that later on because it's a very, very fast round, a real change of pace for NIP. And that does put you in the firing line of NiKo in jungle. He's been able to turn this back into a 3-on-3, a doable round now for FaZe, pretty much single-handedly. Bomb plant found, and Cold attempting to get some spam damage off, doesn't find anything all the way over from short. That nade
big damage on Nok.
Yeah, Nok is now feeling very hurt by that one, and stuck underneath Palace, where he finds himself right now. Not ideal. These other 2 are over towards Ramp and Sandwich, so he does have a bit of a crossfire set up with the 2 of them. NiKo dealing with Nok, but that's where Lecro's crossfire comes into its own. And then NIP, it's a fast A play that nets them that 11th round on the board.
Yeah, and if you're FaZe right there on that retake, you look at your nades, right? You're thinking, okay, what are we gonna do? What can we do moreover? It seemed like they had the adequate amount of nades to make something happen right there. But unfortunately, they don't use the recovered Molotov from Ticket underneath the balcony. Of course, there was a player from NIP waiting there and wait.
Yeah.
Or laying there and wait. And, well, the rest of that round just comes down to crossfires. Either way, good hold from Ninjas. And Harry, you said you wanted to see a change of pace. Well, you got it, buddy.
Yeah, that was a real fast one for NIP. I hope they don't make it their last, though. If they start to slow down again, that's when FaZe are going to be back in control. And NIP could be left in a world of hurt. Double AWP here. Plopsky's actually got in the corner, and Olaf, he has no idea. So, well, it's not a worry just yet. It could be. If Plopsky peeks this, he's going to see the barrel, and he's going to know that Olaf's scoped. As a result, he can probably get away with a kill without walking into his line of sight. We'll see, though, because right now he's not moving. Brokey is. He's dropped Lecro up on the A side of things, boosting into window.
Oh, indeed.
Here's the B play that Plopsky... Oh dear, oh, Olaf moves and Plopsky's waiting for it. That's perfect, but coldzera is still here. He's been the top performer for FaZe in Mirage, and the AWP has rotated as well. Oh dear, NIP, everywhere they go, they walk into madness. They will take down coldzera from the back of the site, but Brokey is still here with the AWP, and missed shot might give away back in for NIP. They're relying on the cat flank. Twist is coming, it's taking his time. Nork has been picked up as well from middle. And now it's just Twist on his own. 1-on-3. Loads of time, but right now FaZe have every site locked in.
Yeah, it almost gets played to perfection. You know, that almost works out in such a way. They're in the B halls, but all in all, we can see how this round has panned out with 20 seconds left. Twist at the very most hopes for a bomb plan. Maybe they'll give him a fight here. He looks like he wants to give it a go. He's got to be weary of every single turn. He's going to drop this smoke. He's going to plan inside of it, Harry.
Rain should have this dead to rights, though. Twist is able to get himself out, and now he knows that Rain is in Palace, but Rain isn't under pressure to re-peak this, right? He can just be here all round long and be a nuisance. With 2 smokes, kits on everyone, Molotov as well. This is a very unlikely clutch for Twist, and it would make it that much more impressive if he's able to do it. But now with 3 points of health, the nade and Molly both missing. Twist's all right, making this interesting. Brokey gonna tap on the bomb. Oh, he swings out. Twist playing with his food. Brokey's off the defuse, and even though he gets the kill, it's gonna be very, very close.
He's got it.
Oh, I think he does. Just about 13 on the board for FaZe. Brokey narrowly locking that one in.
Yeah, oh my goodness. It's frustrating, too, because Twist pulls this back, has it within the tip of his tongue. And then right here during the last fight, you know, he sort of throws himself out there a little bit earlier than he probably meant to be honest.
He thinks Brokey's on the bomb, and because Brokey can stick it, it's on the other side of the site. Brokey even has kit. Twist is trying to bait the shot, so he jumps around the corner, and didn't know that Brokey was actually wide to his left, right, covering the cross from CT to site. So Brokey, very smart reposition there. He knew he had Twist locked in. You know, there's nothing better than having the bomb planted in a way as a CT that you can stick it in a one-on-one and not sticking it, because the opponent is always going to think you're sticking it, because they know you can. And so Brokey, he takes a wide angle, gets the kill, and he wins the one-on-one for FaZe, keeping them in this. 13-11, another fast round for NIP, but this one's a little more telegraphed, loads of utility. FaZe, they are so ready for this one. Rain is under the balcony, they haven't cleared him, but he's already shot, he's given away his position. It is worth it, it's so worth it. He gets 2 off the end of the mag, couple of bullets left in the AK, he's picked it back up, but he won't need to fire off because his teammates have shut down the round. NIP just walking into waves of FaZe, and Nork is just going to burn to death. What?
There's a lot going on there, young Hugo.
Yeah, I mean, he just walked into a Molotov, but that works, I guess. I mean, you know, at least it cleans up the round quick, I guess, but...
Well,
you couldn't, yeah, I mean...
Look on the other side of it, too, right? If you're ninjas, you're buying here, you kind of don't want to go to OT with this one. Maybe you're playing for, you know, keeping yourself out of OT, or that's maybe what their whole discussion's about. We see a timeout coming in of the tactical variety for a change.
I guess
big decisions to make over on the Ninja side.
Yeah, Twist should eco, and he can buy AWP. So that's something for NIP. They should definitely play for OT here. You only are 4 rounds away from that. So considering FaZe pretty much have this under lock and key, that might be the solution for NIP.
Full buy, full commit, F1 every round, W mouse 1. You don't need much more than that. Oh yeah, scroll wheel, because that's how you jump.
Yeah, nice.
Spacebar users, go home.
I ain't listening to a guy who walks with the mouse button.
The W key?
Harry, you can't really
mouse.
get angry about binds. Remember,
What's so wrong with mine?
You don't have 1, 2, or 3 bound to anything.
No, 2 is my pistol.
Oh, okay,
but also
but 1
Harry,
isn't your rifle.
Harry changes his crosshair every round.
Yeah, that's true. Every other round. No,
These are not bad personality traits to have,
it's
as
just
we
the
might
person behind them.
discover.
That's the problem.
NIP, they've got their backs against the wall, and FaZe about to take us to a 3rd map. Unless NIP can put a stop to them here and now, which with this buy trailing behind doesn't feel likely, but I'd love to be surprised here by NIP. We've seen some big things out of the pistols for the FaZe side in particular. So can NIP take a page out of their book? It's a very, very slow approach to this round. Waiting to see if they can catch any FaZe players getting aggressive, and that's not coming their way. FaZe aren't looking to overstay or extend their welcome into this round. They know the money isn't good for NIP. They know that NIP are feeling the pressure, and so FaZe are not going to crumble. They actually just sit back. NIP weren't giving anything in the first minute, so now they group up over here towards the B bomb site. I do think that for NIP, the way that they've got to beat FaZe is just, sadly, with like these set pieces into sites. I think FaZe are so good at knowing how to pick players out of a default and just diminish your options before the round even begins. And I think that's why we've seen so many of these set pieces work out for NIP. You have to go as 5 or else you're going to get out-traded, you're going to get outshot. And so now they go in together. All 4 players grouped up here. NIP moving as a pack. But this here, you do have a few of them getting cut down. Cole doing a great job of staying alive over at the short side. Does finally get mopped up by Plopsky. However, where one falls, there's often another nearby to take his place, and it's Nico in this round over at Cap to put up 2 as well. 15 on the board for FaZe. 1 more round to solidify trade.
Yeah, and I agree with your sentiment about how NIP should win these rounds, but I will say this A site, these set pieces there have not been good for NIP. The only round they've won on A was that incredibly fast spawn, spawn rush. Like, they didn't even stop to throw util. They threw like spawn smokes that you can throw instantly, basically without stopping. And that worked out for them. But other than that, the delayed ones, FaZe have been retaking them every single time. So NIP, what is the solution? Is it another one of these A splits that has not gone your way at all? More focus in middle, which is good, right? They haven't really worked the window or tried to take cat control at all in this half. So that could be a bit of a change. It could be a solution, but Olof is making things difficult. He's in underpass, finds a kill onto Rez, does trade that initial frag on Nico. And Olof smokes it to keep them trained on it. But he will back off towards the apartments and try and join his teammate. Cole flashes deep app so Olof can get out. But that doesn't matter, really, because at this point, FaZe, they've lost the A site. NIP are all over it. There's still a man in the palace to worry about. Rain is behind enemy lines in a way. But he's hoping that they don't check it, or at least consider it, considering how open A is. Cold Zero has been smoked off, drawing attention for Rain to pop off, and this could be it. He's got one. Down low, though. Better to fall off and play for the retake.
Just 3 frags away here for FaZe.
A lot of this round rests on Twist and his success over here at holding Cat. If he gets caught repositioning, there's still a chance for FaZe, and Olaf delivered that kill. But in the meantime, his teammates did fall. So still looking like he's interested in this round. Certainly being loud on his approach. Tries to use that miss of the jump to his advantage. Tries to give the illusion he could be in the window, but NIP seemingly not falling for that. Olaf, yeah, there's no chance, and he knows it. Tries to get out of there, but Plopsky catches the timing. NIP on 12, double AWP carried forward.
Oh dear.
Don't know if that was intentional from
Probably
NIP.
not.
Well, it's here now, isn't it? We're going to find out what it can do.
I think of everything that's like problematic for NIP. Like obviously you can run the double AWP, you have the players on your team to do that, but FaZe's money is really low right now, so they're going to be on pistols. And you know, even though it's an eco for FaZe, it should be a fine round for NIP. Those pistols can really get in your face at times and take the AWP away from you.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? You've got like a 40% chance of running into one of these orbs if you're FaZe, and if you get your hands on one, then this round could still spiral out of control.
Look at the B stack here from FaZe.
Yeah.
No one on the A site at all.
So as long as NIP don't go B, this round should be okay. And that's what we're all looking for. So everyone, eyes on the minimap. If we see them going towards B, I need you all to let out a loud, audible screech. And if that starts to happen, then maybe the NIP players will hear us and heed the warning.
From Sweden.
Yes, if all of us do it in tandem around the globe.
That makes sense, okay.
Maybe hit him with a little bit of Swedish, like, "Kom igen nu."
What does that mean?
Come on, let's go.
Oh,
There
nice.
you go.
Come igen nu, boys. Thanks.
Oh, well, let's see right now, because it does feel like a B play right now. NIP getting the bomb. and
Right,
going towards
everyone,
the apartment.
vocal warm-ups at the ready.
Don't
The
make me pass out.
scream needs to be pronounced and audible all the way in Sweden. So wherever you are,
Top of your lungs.
get
please.
ready. Oh, it's coming in, the B play. My goodness, it's all happening. We're not screaming loud enough. NIP, they're still going for it. They're walking into this stacked bomb site. But the kills are presenting themselves. I say that, Rain. Getting one. It's only Cold left. He's hidden. He's, oh, they haven't checked. They haven't checked for Cold. Now they spotted him. And Twist will pick it up. So good job, everyone. We all chipped in. We all contributed to that nip round. I knew I could count on the folks screaming at home. They did feel spurred on by that.
If your neighbors do knock on the door, don't answer. Obviously, this isn't a time where you want strangers over.
Yeah, send them to this stream instead, and you know, maybe they'll start to understand.
Just tell them you're okay. Everything's fine. And after all, Nip did win that round. Holding on to it.
This is it.
This is a real big round for both parties involved.
Yeah, NIP fighting for OT, FaZe fighting for a third map, and that would be Train if we get there. 50-50, very open third map. So all the more reason that FaZe won it, considering they're down by 1 in the series. And this could still slip through their fingers. NIP going towards A. Oh, missed shot. AWP does fire off. Rain wants nothing to do with the ramp. Could have NIP boost window here, but every time that's happened, Nico has dealt with it well, and he is here once again. Connect getting taken control of. Cold's watching it from default. Nork looking. Cold's been picked up. Plopsky winning that fight is a big one for NIP as they look at A to split. Now, they don't have to. They can take the bomb of Catwalk and bail at any point. And that would be a really good call considering they've seen a couple more players on this A site already. But connect to smoke. Plopsky goes through it. Can fight towards a stairwell. Nork late on the ramp as well. There's 2 players here. Nico's actually dead in the window. That boost has come through. Still a double setup. Now a solo setup. They won't be ready for Olaf here, but they're going to come for the stairs, and he has to fire off. Nork responding, trading, and putting Brokey in a 1-on-4. It might be worth saving here because FaZe, they have got no money up against match point, up against overtime. Brokey, oh, that's a big kill, but now they know where he is. The alarm bells have been rung. You can already see them starting to run for him. It's worth it for NIP, right? They can lose every player and still buy up in the next round. So definitely throw some players at the problem. Definitely take the risks to get rid of this AWP, because if you do, FaZe are not going to have this in the next round. And here it comes. Here is the walk for Nork. He's sneaking, he's moving, and Brokey's missed the timing, looking the wrong way. The wall bang is in, and that's the orb removed from FaZe. They don't take the double orb this time. NIP stay with one, and now they just need one.
Just need one to stay in the map itself, too. So it's do or die. We're either going overtime or we're going to train, one way or the other. We're going to have an answer at the conclusion of this round. Now, Nock continues to be a great addition over here for the side of Ninjas, and I also kind of want to applaud something outside of the game I've noticed, which is he's not afraid to step up and take interviews. A lot of players, they come onto the pro scene, they get on the pro circuit, they are kind of reluctant to the idea of being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I can preach to players that are up and coming or find themselves, you know, within a notable lineup, they're being asked to be interviewed, do it. Build your storyline.
Build your brand.
Build your brand.
Yeah, so you can fall back on something if you're, if you're playing, a team doesn't work out, people will know your name, and you do that by building your brand.
I was just gonna say, do it all for the glory.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
That too. Ooh, Twist has been getting very unlucky with some of these ramp shots. FaZe have stacked A again, right? They've been really good towards A. Every time NIP have gone there, they've gotten blown out of the water most of the time. So FaZe making a good gamble. They've even pushed Palace off of Rain. So NIP sat outside of A right now, could be once again walking into this stack, and it could cost them everything. Could even cost them the series, right? Because if this ends here, Train, that's a good map for FaZe. It's a map they could take. Predictions out the window if we go to a third, I think, at that point. NIP splitting A. They're walking into this four-man setup. Let's see if it's a problem.
Yeah, I really think Rain could be the problem or the answer for FaZe, depending on how you look at it.
Well, he just got a ton of information by that,
he hears the nades, and now he knows no one has considered Palace. A nice deke from Nico. This could be how it all falls apart. Plopsky, though, we needed a hero for NIP, and he might look to be exactly that. Cold, still inside of the site. Rain's flank could tear this whole round away, but Twist!
Wow.
He had an inkling, he had a sense, he had an urge, and Plopsky's followed up as well. Olaf 1v4, the Mag 7 does not work at anything beyond 5 meters, and we're going to overtime.
Wow.
NIP,
Holy
they get a
smokes.
15th on the board. Plopsky with some stellar trigger work to get them into this round. Nico opens it up, and normally when this has happened for FaZe, when they take the first kill in these 4-spy rounds, it can all fall apart for NIP, and it has done many a time before, but Plopsky and Twist, the two saviors of NIP, they've kept the dream alive on Mirage.
Especially the kill on the Rain coming in from the backside on what was a Hall's push or Palace push. And then you talk about Cold Zera, who was in the site. He was a guy that was going to be a fallback if that didn't work.
NIP was so ready for that stack. After you kill like 2 or 3 players, you go, yeah, okay, they've just full stacked this bomb site. They're all here. Clear everything. Check every corner. Look at every smoke. Watch your back. Don't make a mistake. And NIP don't. They clear everything. And that's really, really heads-up play because FaZe have beaten them with those A stacks time after time. In fact, prior to NIP making this OT, FaZe were 9-2. In this half. 9 CT rounds to the 2 T rounds of NIP. Then, at 15-11, NIP win 4 in a row to get us here. They come alive right at the most important point in the match. And this is now the most important point in the match. NIP fighting for a 2-0. FaZe fighting for a third. Who will come out on top? NIP right now looking towards B. Cold's up in the ladder room. We got another cat player. Cold, dink, but no kill. Letgrow still stands. Olaf is going to reaggress. They won't be ready for this, but they got 2 here. They can trade it. Even with the damage done, Rez gets away with a frag. Nico on a fast rotation. Molly to stop the bomb plant, but it doesn't matter. They've got the kill, and that's what is going to put NIP in a 4-on-2, even with a lurk in the window, cutting off rotations. Right now, FaZe are thinking about saving.
The money we're looking at here to start this OT out with, 10K a piece per side. Some tournaments elect for 16K, which you wouldn't be seeing a whole lot of saves in that notion, but it's not what we have here. So yeah, save on the cards for FaZe, 16 for NIP, back-to-back rounds even. And ultimately, if you look at the first half of play here, if you just scroll back to the timeline, it really was not that many rounds for the side of Ninjas and Pyjamas in the second half, at least.
No, you touched upon like the difference in the overtime money. I'm one of the people who prefers 10K to 16K, but I still don't think 10K is the right answer. Like, it's a weird
somewhere
one.
in the middle of that.
12.5 is the best.
12.5,
Yeah.
not played. Castle tournament 12.5 years ago, and that was excellent.
Yeah,
you had just the right amount of orbs. You didn't have any saves. You also didn't have auto snipers every round.
The other reason that I like it is like those 2v4s, I think are rounds that you shouldn't want to attempt in overtime. I like that, right? Because if you have 16K, you just go for every clutch. Because, like, you know, maybe you do it, maybe you don't. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Whereas this still does. And Rain shut down over here in middle. Well, oh my word, FaZe, they try to pick up the pace, but it's not exactly gone in their favor. Brokey will deliver one over from Catwalk. It's still the man advantage residing with NIP. They're trying to decide who boosts who. And Brokey's like, I have the AWP. And then Cold says, yeah, but I'm Cold Zera. And then Brokey goes, yeah, to be fair, mate, yeah, fair play. You go on, then you can go off on the boost. And now he's up here, peeking over with this M4. Rez trying to get the information over at Cat's side. Didn't spot anything, but he has secured a foothold in window, and quite the foothold at that. This fight between Nico and North, the battle of the boys in Palace, could decide a hell of a lot in this game.
Oh my God.
As now there's still a presence in A. Nico is ready and waiting, but Rez beats him to the punch, and this A site now belongs to NIP. We're looking at Brokey, we're looking at Cold. It's the two that assembled this boost over at Catwalk, the Boost brothers, that now have to try and salvage this round for FaZe.
And they've been heard. The scope's up, and Rez is in the jungle. He's down. He's already out. Cold Zera coming in on the flank, and the bomb hasn't even been planted. This is more than winnable for the FaZe clan. They have the time in their favor. They have the shots through the wall. It connects, but the re-peek is there. Plopsky goes wide and finds Brokey, leaving Cold alone, cut off by a molly. There's a second one as well. Plopsky has flashes that he can throw for twists, but he's on the site and not really wanting to be caught without his gun in hand. Will probably just look for the killing blow. Cold Zera has a Molotov as well. There's the first kill. Down to 2 bullets, though. He has to hit the immediate headshot. This one is done, and Plopsky's going to find it in the clutch. This guy, again, never gives up, never gives in, and is always finding frags for NIP. 27 kills on Plopsky and 17 to 15.
You've got to pour your heart out for Brokey right there. He gets the wall bang on the default in the site, and moreover, looking at this shot from Nico, that's disturbing almost to me.
So ready.
That's something that happens to me, and you're instantly reported. I don't even care what platform it is. It's happening.
Yeah, I mean, he's so ready for that position. And Nico, it's got to feel rough, you know, 24 kills, still not enough for FaZe clan here. Might be a flawless T-side for NIP, and considering how this half started in regulation with FaZe 9 and 2 up in CT to T rounds, well, this is quite the turnaround. NIP, well, this would be 7 in a row, right? Because they found 4 in regulation to get to OT. They took an eco, they gave FaZe 15, and then they fought back. And that's why teams do that, right? That's why you don't force every time. Sometimes it's worth waiting for the rifle rounds because you can come alive and you can build off your momentum. NIP have done that and more. FaZe, last round of the half, any solution here would be nice. Nico's push Palace. Similar to how Rain did the other round, he's not going to overstep, and rightly so, because Nork is watching from the spawn.
Yeah, I'm still just bamboozled by the shot Nico hit. I don't know. I felt that one all the way to my very core. Good grief.
I still can't believe the route in which we got to this overtime. Like, even when you think about Twist having that like moment of clairvoyance to check the backline and deal with Rain in round 30. NIP, man, it took them to get to an overtime, but they've just come alive in these last few rounds. Cold, though, the master of life and death, and he elects to hand out the second high in supply. Olaf trying to keep tabs on the apartments. Brokey is here, and he's actually scoped on his teammate, maybe having a moment where he's thinking about NIP being NIP's biggest fan. Twist.
Try to get down quietly. There was just too many eyeballs on him, and it's Cold Zera with the last kill. I think that was 3 for him. The magic number is 19, ladies and gentlemen. If NIP get to 19, they will win this series. They will send FaZe clan down into that lower bracket. Of course, the FaZe clan net 19 or push us to another OT first. We will then go on into Train, where the series will be settled on that 3rd map. Now, interestingly enough, you say, well, okay, Trace, but if they win here, who do they play? Well, they play either Astralis or G2, depending who wins that. Well, what happens if they lose? Well, Vitality's already waiting in the lower semifinals, so what else do you want to know?
Mate, why do they even pay us to be here? Like, why don't you just do the whole show with
Harry, why would you do that?
Hey, man.
Your vocal talents, Trace, are impressing us. Now, can FaZe T-side impress us even further? That's the question. They looked pretty good on this in the first half of play. And now more than ever, they've got to try and bring the heat. Smoke over into window to try and assert some dominance into mid. Twist is here with this AWP, and Nork has got one as well. But this double AWP investment comes at a cost to NIP. We'll only see the ramifications of that as this second half of OT continues to progress. Twist having to keep his eye on both connector and window. You don't envy this position. And we saw these con wraps causing some troubles for NIP in the first half. But this time it's Twist once again. Channeling is in a spiritual medium. Rain tapping down one, does offer up one kill and then burns in the flames.
He was calling for a flashbang from Cold, and that flash comes late, so Rain doesn't want to swing, but instead he just burns in the fire. Maybe he should have gone early on his own, and right now on his own is exactly where Brokey finds himself, dead as well. 18 to NIP, match series point.
Even semi-final point.
You're damn right, Trace.
Upper semi. You go into the upper final, I guess is more appropriate terminology.
Yeah, and then the winner of that straight to the final.
Which is Sunday.
Correct. A best of 5 in the EU, if I'm correct, Trace.
Well, if you are, then I guess there's no more corrections that need to be done. But Trace, what if you win? Wouldn't that be weird? Why? So you guys can, never mind.
Just lie to get him here?
I suppose.
So you could just sit him here next to Harry Russell?
Harry Russell.
That guy.
I see Connor and Launders. I'm going to switch me chairs.
So I can hear about...
We should get off.
Yeah, we should really call it there, of course. Really come down to the wire. NIP on the point of contention here of winning this series, Harry.
Yeah.
This could be it.
This is versus an undefeated FaZe clan in the group stage, right? This is on Mirage, a map that has looked incredible for FaZe. They were on an 8-map win streak on this map, and it might come to a head. It might come to a close here and now. Versus these Swedish boys. Who would have thought it? NIP about to do the damage in a 2-0 victory unless FaZe could right their wrongs and lock in a double overtime affair, even if they get these next 2 rounds. That's not to say that Train is guaranteed. That's not to say that FaZe is still alive in this series. That would just be for another overtime and a chance to run it back again. FaZe setting up over in the B apartments. 2 players here for NIP. It's Nork and it's Plopsky. Quite the duo to run into at this B bomb site. The rotations, however, likely going to take a while. Twist looking like he's going to reposition in through CT, and that leaves him even further from this B bomb site. If these 2 incumbent players here for NIP don't deal damage, if they don't trade evenly, then this round could be dead to rights on the back of it.
The rush is in, and the flashes will follow. Plopsky's going to smoke his sight. Oh dear, 2-man advantage immediately into the bomb site. Olaf is burning. He swapped position as he gets towards the bench. Down to 50. Brokey with another kill. This AWP in the post barn could be so versatile. FaZe just need that plant. And Nico, he's getting all the kills behind it. Oh dear, how is this falling apart? This is a 5-on-3 for NIP, and now they have their backs up against the wall. Lecro looking into the site. Bit of a spray damage. Not finding anything. FaZe have tucked in here as they try and get this bomb planted. It's going to force Lecro out. If anything, FaZe are trapped, but it does give them good trade potential here as they just sit inside of the site.
They don't know that both players are in the market, and Lecro's already out. Rez is combined with another, and now it's Nico. 1v1 clutch versus Lecro on the other side. That nade has done so much damage. Nico's going to land the one tap, and oh boy, does he do it. Oh, whoa, FaZe, 17 on the board, and they take the oxygen out of my lungs. Nico, man, incredible. His 29th kill in the game.
Mad.
And just so confident that he was going to land it. That had to be a one-tap or else it was done. And Nico.
That was impressive.
That was incredible.
He's 16 health. Like you said, it has to be a one-tap. Any other way, Lecro kills him. And Nico, oh dear. He does it again.
What can you do? That was a twist of events right there that nobody expected.
What a legend.
But still, NIP are at the finish line.
Yeah, I mean, they're both there, right? FaZe, they're coming in second place right now, but they can still overtake NIP on that next lap. Looking for 18. It would start us off again. It would reignite the overtimes.
I just, you know, with that, all it takes is a one-click like that. to reinvigorate, to find that second OT. And it's very possible. I would not be surprised at all if FaZe Clan push us to another OT. But Nip do still have the opportunity to end it here, Hugo Byron.
Twist waiting in the palace. This push got him a kill on the pass versus Nico, but is Cold ready for it. Ooh, it actually was Cold last time rather. So the same fight, and Cold is a little more aware this time. Oh dear, the bomb's been dropped. It goes onto the stairwell. That's a dangerous risk. Luckily the kills come behind it. Olaf raining Cold with a killer piece. This AWP is dead if it comes through the hole. And Olaf is waiting on the other side, leaving Popsky in a 1-on-4. 1-on-3 now, but still surely unattainable.
Pack it up. Let's go to another OT. Plopsky, I know you've been hitting some shots, 29 and 22, but this is a pretty tall order, man. So good luck to you. The bomb's planted in the A site. He slips in past the smoke at the top of connector, checks jungle, checks the window. But fear not, FaZe Clan, they've dug in. They're in the trenches here. And now with that shot, they know exactly where Plopsky is. Taps the bomb, little does he know. Rain, right behind you. Old Howie. Big Howie, the architect over here at FaZe Clan, as we like to call him. He's big into drawing schematics and building things. Did you know that, Hugo?
No, I didn't, actually.
You should ask him about it sometime, why they call him the architect.
I mean, I know why they call him the architect, but not for that reason.
Then whatever reason you know is probably wrong.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. 18-18, we're in the double overtime now. FaZe, they made it happen. Both teams really dropping the ball at an unfortunate point, right? FaZe could have closed this 16-11 at one point, but now, well, now we're nearing 40 rounds. And more to be played. FaZe, a contact play out A, fast one at that as well. No waiting around, no stalling the site, but they're going to get straight into the fight. Zekro with one. It's traded by Nico, but Nork is still here, and he's here to play. Only good for one as well. Nico tagged up, but he's saved by his teammate with the AWP. 3-on-3 here for FaZe. That late spawn player coming back to join them. It's Olaf, but all of NIP are here.
Yeah, in a temporary standstill. FaZe, they just pump the brakes. They know they don't have to keep committing into the gauntlet that is this A-bomb site, this trifecta of death that NIP have worked hard to assemble. And they're going to wait. Now, they're not showing any signs of leaving. Instead, they're waiting to see, because they know at some point NIP might consider this B play, and there's one of two things that will happen there. Either NIP rotate a man without seeing anything, and this A site gets a little bit weaker, or they try and send one of these players in on like a bit of a reconnaissance mission, just to quickly check and see if there's any players here for FaZe. And if that happens, if that goes through, then these FaZe guys could get rewarded with an opening kill on the back of it.
Ooh. Scope, though, I always wonder about that. It's a bit of a dangerous one. NIP have heard it. Well, now they know. Need to follow. 30 seconds. 3 here for either side. No one's moved off of A. And no one will be moving away. Twist is going to get flashed back a little bit, but he still hangs around in the stairwell. They try and boost for the sandwich. Not going to happen, though. Twist going a bit wider. The bomb getting on the site, but not getting planted. Nico dropped. Now they've got to stick it, but that's where the second player in CT is. 10 seconds. He's looking away. He's not even trying to fight it. He's hoping for the cover, but Twist gets the wallbang from the stairs. He's finished it off. 3 for Twist with the AWP. And FaZe, you could see that they were uncomfortable, just gambling with that plant. They tried to cover it from balcony, but even the balcony player can't go wide enough to actually cover it because they'd be exposed to jungle as well. That was a mess for FaZe. They were left with nothing, and NIP will find the first of second OT.
That they will. It's generally the way it goes, too. Something strange, just like the Ska theory. It's this theory that Skadoodle had. I think I've explained to you guys before.
Yeah.
But it's also somewhat kind of relative to OT, too. You think about a team needing to win one round to eliminate a double OT and just win the game. Well, they find that first round of OT, I'd say more often than not. For statistics, they would never lie. Neither would I. Cold Zera, presence in top middle. He's not the only one. Rez and company want to fight for it as well. So far, so good. Olaf's going to get himself out there, and no one's really going to have too good a vision. It's just Rez who has a little bit of a lookout going on with his partner in Twist. Now, Brokey posted up with the AWP, Knock holding this super tight angle, but he's playing a little bit deeper in the halls. Brokey prepared to take a shot, and there it is. They just barely skim by one another.
The old 6 damage AWP shot.
Matchmaking classic there. And this is kind of good as well for an IP, right? Nork knows he's lucky to get out of that, only taking 6 damage. And this also kind of amplifies the effectiveness of Plopsky's close position, because they've just seen the AWP fall out of apartments. They probably think that's it for the apartment's aggression. And that could not be further from the truth. Plopsky could go massive in this round on the back of it. You know, it really does depend now what FaZe do in the remaining 40 seconds, because if they go A, obviously Plopsky's not going to have a chance to play into it. And that could still very much be the case. Now, Plopsky's heard footsteps in the underpass. He's heard them moving in towards this B site, but that's not where the bomb is going. NIP, they've got the majority of players over at the B site on the back of the information that Plopsky gained, but all he heard was Brokey taking up a position back in the apartments, and that's allowed for this bomb to rotate back. Now, Lekro, 20 seconds, he's got to make a stand, and he's only good for 1. Olaf gets that trade. Nork and Rez in a 2-on-3, rotating in. They spot Olaf, or Cold rather, but they can't actually get the kill. And this leaves Rez all alone. He's going to try and hold on to the AWP. FaZe, they'll find a 19th round.
Sweet moves, though. Not quite Foon material, but he will get away with that off. You're right, Harry.
NIP need to be, quieter with their rotations, because that's a problem that was hitting them in regulation as well with these window boosts. If you get a player up there for FaZe, even if you don't have window, you can be bottom mid, you can be underpass, you can be cat, ladder, you're going to hear CT rotations. So NIP, they are very loud. 2 of them rotate market, running while they do. Twist doubles back, maybe he's a fake, maybe he changes his mind, but whatever happens, Rain is already pushed towards a murder hole and he just kills Twist coming back through. So yeah, FaZe have been using that a lot when they get players in the window, and NIP need to be a little more careful, especially considering they didn't really have anything to rotate off there. Like, Plopsky dies in apartments, but it wasn't a rush for FaZe, and NIP definitely over-rotated into that round. But hey, we're 40 rounds deep into this game. Things are getting tense. Things are getting scary for both sides. Good kill from Letgo on the connector player, but he swings right after, and you can only imagine what would have happened if he didn't, because there were 10 seconds on the clock. If he hides triple, FaZe can't plant, and they're in a very big predicament. So luckily enough, it's not going to be the reality in FaZe. Lots of smokes A early, but you'll notice the team is not pushing behind it. Got 2 up in the apartments. Either could go lower to underpass, or they can come in on a B play. Very centered towards middle and cat are NIP in this round. Full retake setups on A. The orbs and CT spawn. Lekro's taking that now over Nork. And here's that underplay from Rain and Co just to split the connector.
Ooh, Rez, his position could have done a lot, but Rain besting him. There is a dink exchanged, and this could get finished off by Nork, but a missed spray. Oh, dearie me, Twist, it's going to fall onto his shoulders. He's going to answer the call, though. Doubling up in the connector. This AWP has done a hell of a lot. It does get cancelled out by Olaf. Lekro still a threat back in CT, and where one of these AWPs has found success, we're now looking to Lekros to do the same. Plopsky repositioning has been loud on this rotation, and the AWP scope has been heard. Both these players trying to double peek, and Brokey landing the leg, but not quite the kill. Olaf has been bested in the meantime. Still a chance here. Plopsky coming in with an AWP of his own, and it's AWP v AWP on AWP. Brokey inside of the site does have the edge in terms of HP, but Plopsky's got the round in the bag. 3 for him, 2 for Twist, and a 20th on the board for NIP. Too many AWPs to count, too many AWPs to hold as this first half of the second overtime draws to a close, and it's Nip leading the way again. The magic number we're looking for is 22. And once more, FaZe, they've got to go flawless if they want to get that on the tally.
These shots from Twist are mad fast, and Plopsky even cleans up the round with a 30 bomb as well in this one. Excellent work from him. NIP, I'm so surprised they're still in this game, they're still holding the lead. Because, on a map like this, where it's a FaZe's go-to, it's FaZe's insta-pick, you'd think they'd have so much more depth when you hit overtime, right? But NIP, neck and neck, not giving up, not going down, holding the lead by 1 round, but it ain't over till it's over. That's the thing about overtime. Match point doesn't mean a thing until you've actually got the point. Micro mollying middle. He is alone in this position for now. the rest of his team outside A. NIP back on the T side. They were very slow to start initially, but when they figured out their groove, they did find a few A rounds off the back of some faster plays. Letcro is on the lurk. Oh dear, Plopsky dead on the ramp. That's a big peak for Nico. It's put FaZe a man up, and there's still a man at the back of the bomb site. Nork hasn't cleared him. He's going to try and cross. That molly misses, but Rain goes wide with a frag as well. He finds Nork, Letcro, and Rez trading, and NIP putting things back into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, missed shot from Brokey has given Rez room. Letcro coming in with a kill onto Cold, and now Olaf, Brokey 2v3, but Lecro's low on HP. Olaf is looking for this trade. They're toying with Brokey. They know that he wants to deny this plant, and that opportunity is never given to him. Bomb plant found, and now Olaf over in jungle. Lecro a long way away. Yeah. This is a really late rotation. And I think he's just trying to cut down these players' saving, but FaZe, they're still in an opportunity to go for this round. And now this flank from Letcro, oh dear, he's got to put his foot on the accelerator. He's running on in. And Olaf, oh, it's actually Brokey to get the kill. Rez left up in a clutch, 1v2, taps down Brokey and follows up onto Olaf Meister. Rez takes it to map and series point for NIP once again.
That's so unfortunate for FaZe, man. What a great read. They even knew Letcro was coming on the catwalk as well, and they got that kill with the AWP. The issue for FaZe was the kit was on Olaf, not Brokey, and so they had to swap positions in order to have time for the defuse. That gives Rez this free one-on-one, and when you're in that situation, you're just going to repeat. You're just going to get the kill. You know he's on the defuse, and Rez makes it happen on his own. Bottom in the server, but that may be the most important 1-on-2 in the game yet. NIP, match point here for the 2-0. FaZe, they look like they had Mirage in the bag. They look like Train was denied, was going to happen, sorry, but NIP have denied it. For now, one more round. FaZe have the double AWP as well. So, arm to the teeth in double OT. And NIP just pulling the brakes, just stopping in their tracks. Who will be the first to make a mistake?
That is the big question. Of course, also, what's coming up after this, you might be asking. Astralis G2, so make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to round this one out strong, start strong all over again. We even have a special interview lined up, one that I will be tuning in for, guaranteed.
That's, of course, assuming Train doesn't happen, don't count FaZe out of this round.
FaZe going to count themselves out of this one. They've got to hold on to B for the time being. This crossfire has proved to work for them in the past. Olaf's able to, A, take a shot here on the catwalk and then help should it be a hall split. So he drops the Molotov and now has an inkling that maybe they're coming out from halls as well. It's going to be Olaf, Coldzera for the tag team right here. Rez with a kill and Cold with 2. That presents a whole new set of problems, Harry.
Yeah, Cold is a master at this B site. Rez, though, able to deal with him, and he's still looking to make this round competitive. Now he's lost Twist up in the apartments, and Twist had the bomb. Oh dear, Rez, another kill, but this clutch should be undoable just because of the positioning of this bomb. He's retrieved it. He gets into the site, a bomb plant for Rez at a very, very minimum, but no, Nico pushes ahead of time, just about denies it. FaZe on 20. One more round to decide if we get another overtime here, or if NIP get this one over the line. How many more times can NIP reach map point and not get it over the line? You know, because I think if it happens again, I think if this goes to another overtime, surely FaZe have got to take it at some point, right? Like, you keep coming back, you keep getting your head back in the game, only for NIP to arrive at match point first. This is such an odd affair in the double overtime, and it all culminates into this round here and now.
It's heating up, baby. It's getting spicy. It's also not clear where it's going, which always is the most exciting. FaZe back in with the AWP, only one of them. Same story for NIP. Rez, man, I believed in it as well after he picked up that 1-on-2 to get them to this point. 1-on-4, 1-on-3 right after. Conceivable, just not achievable. It's Nico to put a stop to it, as he often has been the bearer of bad news for these ninjas. And he's got more bad news waiting around the corner. Rain as well, boosted up. Nico behind him, watching the Palace in this 1-2 setup. NIP are working middle. They still have one man outside of the A site, but wait, what? That was on. Brokey through the legs of Plopsky is going to miss his shot, and he receives a bullet right back to his face. Now it's Nico's turn. Similar situation. Rain gets one, but that's the only kill FaZe have in this round. He's got to stay alive. He's got to buy time for his team to rotate towards A.
Yeah, he's trying to peek over the Tetris, and they've gone past him. They've gone around. The flash into CT gives the kill over to Olaf, and Plopsky's not able to stand the test of time. Rez was lurking all the way over at B, and now on this rotation back in, 25 seconds. He's got to find these kills. He's got to get the bomb down. Time might be the bane of NIP in this one, but it ends up being Rain the bane to put another overtime on the cards. 21-21.
I was born in the Tetris.
He was.
By it.
He was born, raised, molded, you name it, he's done it. Rain, insane, as he carries us to a third OT in this second map.
I'd rather be molded than mauled. That's for damn sure, Harry. And in this moment, either way you look at it, OT number 3. A lot of numbers flying around here now.
Yeehaw.
Knee howdy.
Yeah, this bad boy ain't stopping anytime soon, I can tell you that much. We're here till the cows come home. Why would they come home? I don't know. What time? I also don't know.
Didn't know they lived with us in the first place.
But we're waiting.
So, nonetheless, grenade from Nico should find some damage, but not very much on a twist. What is now a triple overtime game.
Plopsky, he has been a bit of a beast in OT. 35. Working out the connector. Cold above ladder, trying to spot lower mid, but that smoke denies it for the time being. And Catwalk's taken here by NIP, a position I don't think they've used nearly enough in their regulation T sides already, any of these OTs. But it won't be a replay now. Oh, that's a huge kill. Plopsky's always good for an opening frag. Cold Zero will trade onto Rez though. Still going to be the same play for NIP, but it should be clear for FaZe after those 2 kills. They will rotate players round. Olaf getting tagged early on B. Will this bait players back into the bomb site where it is not? Lecro is just trying to keep Olaf here, and if he can get the kill, well, that's even better. But now they're committing into the 2-man setup, into the AWP and Cold. Plopsky waiting. Oh, dear, he's overrun. The AWP's out as well. It's dropped the bomb. There's a world where Brokey can do this with Cold Zero side by side. The B site this entire time has been taken, but it's a wallbang from Lecro up on Cat that finds Brokey. 20 seconds. Cold has the bomb.
Yeah, they know where he is, though. He got these kills over in jungle earlier on, so this is not leaving much to the imagination, and that smoke might lock Cold out of the round. Nork playing with fire, going for that fight there.
A little ballsy, not gonna lie, but ultimately Lecro traces down the fire that's coming out of the smoke, and it's Cold Zero that falls. And again, Nip win the 1 round that they needed to close the game out. Yeah, a round too late, a round too far.
Have they done that every time now? Like, NIP starting off overtime, getting match point, losing the last round, and then winning the first. I think that's their 3rd of that.
There's something going on.
Yeah, something spooky.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, while FaZe have made all these comebacks happen, and in regulation, they looked like they were going to be the better team. Now, they're just kind of treading water, right? Like, they're staying afloat, but they're not rising to the top. And is it just a matter of doing this long enough? Is it a battle of fatigue? That's where FaZe look to find success. My goodness, that is a mowdown over in middle. And Nip, they've been sent packing out of this round. Nork, 1v5. Come on, lad. If there ever was a time, I guess it's now.
Or never?
Well, maybe not never. Maybe in the next round, as that's where we're going to turn our eyes towards. Rain deals with him nice and easy. It's a flawless round from FaZe. That's a lot of Fs.
Yes, speaking of a lot of Fs, pinning the outcome of this map, there will be some Fs in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, for either side, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're 44 rounds deep into a game, you're all committed. You know, NIP, they're as dug deep as FaZe Clan are at this point. No one wants to be the loser, but someone got to be the loser. Who will it be? NIP back to middle here. Brokey smoked off in the window once more. We do have Olaf on the AWP as well here for FaZe. NIP being a little more tender in middle, but being a little more careful. They don't want to get burst out through connector and cap by FaZe like last round, so they will hide behind the boxes initially. Looking for any greedy FaZe clan members who want to try their hand at middle. Late round smokes coming through towards jungle and the window. Gives a lot of room for NIP in middle. They can set up towards his catwalk position, go for the B split. It is going to get mollied short term though. And that molly comes through before a rotation of Brokey. He actually moves back towards CT on A. The bomb's holding T-spawn, but this push is trying to get FaZe info up in the B apartments. Popsky has just turned away from it. Oh no, he's not looking the right way, but a flick is there. He gets cold. Orb trades, and now B may not be as interesting for NIP, but they've dug into it, they've committed to it, and they are going to be going into the site. Olof getting his third of the round. He's still posted, he's still waiting, and Rez is coming.
That he is. Not looking so hot here for the Ninjas. You can almost smell that third map. You can almost smell Train right then and right there. And that's where FaZe Clan want to push it. They do not want to let the Ninjas and Pyjamas be the first one to give them a loss in a series in this road to Rio. So this all could be settled on Train. For the time being, 22-22. Keep on pressing on. Brokey with AWP. Here's some shots going off catwalk. Lands his first one on the res. Looks for a second. Sticks himself back out there. And really, a fight happens, an exchange happens, a skirmish even. And we go to a pause here, switch sides up.
That was a sick ace from Olof, man.
Yeah.
Like, that was wild.
Yeah.
Just comes out of nowhere. You know, the secondary AWP still looking strong in his hands. We get a little head-to-head of Nico and Plopsky. These two both leading the charge right now. And at this point, I think it feels fine no matter who takes it in a sense, but also heartbreaking for the other team. Any one of them could pick it up. And that has just been the story throughout this entire Mirage game. Now, I do think that even if this one slips away from NIP, it's still unreal, the fact that they've been able to test FaZe this much on a map that they've been undefeated on after a group that they were undefeated in. You know, this is a very good-looking FaZe squad, and this is not a map that NIP frequent. They are really bringing the heat here.
That they are.
It's feeling like the first time that FaZe have actually been in the lead, like all OT.
Yeah, it's because it probably is.
Yeah, it's been them coming back, and you know that is the change of tides. Maybe that is the switch around that could mean that FaZe are just a couple of rounds away from taking us to a third.
Yeah, it could be the tide of times even, but there are no cards being played around here. In fact, the card that NIP play in this round is going to be a pretty important one, Hugo.
Yes, indeed. Double AWP as well for it. What will they draw from the pack? It's going to be a window smoke for FaZe, denying this mid-entry early. NIP, they want something to do with it. Brokey's holding on the cat side. Rez can day top mid through the smoke. Dangerous, and he gets nothing from it. Spammed in the sidelines.
That's a sound clip if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nico,
Yeah, I didn't win the application for Zeus noise, unfortunately. That went to you.
Well, try harder next time.
Yes, I will. FaZe with the mid take, and the bomb's going to be coming back through spawn. It's a classic A take here for FaZe. Olof lurking under. That's what FaZe did all game long when they hit OT initially. If anything, it put NIP in this position with some of the rounds FaZe weren't able to convert, and this could be one of them. 3 on the A site right now for the Swedes.
Yeah, it's this comm player in Olof that could do a hell of a lot and could make or break this round for FaZe. He's been able to get up close. There is Plopsky holding this from short side. But if he's not able to help out the boys back in the bomb site, this could fall apart. Rez holding for this push. Lands a tag onto Rain, but it's not the killing blow. Olof and Cold both stripping 2 players away from NIP. Bomb plant found, and Olof coming in with a second. Cold now arriving as well. And it all falls onto Plopsky in a 1v5. Now turned 1v4, but surely this is one bridge too far for Plopsky. He's going to back on out. He concedes map point to FaZe. 24, 25 is the number we are looking for. And now for NIP, they need to go flawless to take us to another overtime here on Mirage.
Yep. Sometimes you run out of gas in the tank. Maybe for NIP, that is the story. But again, flawless is not unheard of. It does happen from time to time, and for a series that's delivering so much, Hugo, what more could you possibly want?
Yeah, I'm not holding out for it at this point, Trace. 2 up in OT. I'm feeling like FaZe, yeah, flawless indeed. Maybe the answer here. This T-side is looking good. And NIP luckily have the money for what could be the last round, and they're going to call out a pause right before it, just in case, just to really make sure they have a solution. A double open CT, bit of a gamble there, especially considering the first AWP fires a shot and backs off, but the second AWP is exposed to Palace without really being aware of it.
And don't worry, everybody. Astralis G2 will be picking up after this. I insist on reminding you so you don't accidentally click off and think, oh, well, that's it. That's, you know, that's all the Counter-Strike I want to watch today. No, it's not. You want to watch more. And you want to do it with Machine, Sponge, and Henry Greer. Because they'll be taking our position at the end of this series. Double ops for Nip. Knock and Twist. Has proven to be a viable option for this team.
Yeah. They've been given the AWP to Lekro over Nork a lot of these rounds. I'm not sure how much I like that. You know, Lekro is a really good rifler, and I'd love to see more of Nork on the AWP. And so we will here, but it's, you know, obviously with their backs up against the wall right now, no one wants to be that player to take a risk and die, to give the advantage to FaZe that could send them over the line. But at the same time, you've got to find kills somewhere. NIP, where will those kills be? Twist is looking at Connector. Flash to get him in this position, but Nico stalling the re-peek. T-side of Flash even pushes him back. Bombs in apartments right now. Plopsky with a nice little position to deny a rush, and he's got his teammate on the box as well. This peek, oh, it's with a flashbang, but he sees nothing. If anything, that's misinfo. Doesn't spot the player on the left side. Olaf is here.
Nork, you might want to rethink this one, bud.
Oh,
you really might want to rethink this one. Olaf hidden close, and Nork is not aware of that fact. Olaf, more than aware, is pre-lining this one up through the wall, giving us all a taste.
No, my God. Don't give him a kill. You know he's there.
Oh, let's not do this. They're going to try and bait the shot the first time round, and now the peaks come in. Nork gets blindsided by how many players lie in wait. Nico getting the kill, but Plopsky dropping the bomb. Olaf is out, and Plopsky's heard it. 7 points of health on Olaf Meister. Rain on this lurk, coming in with a backstab, has poured us back into a 3-on-3. Now getting up the catwalk, but someone at some point has to get this bomb. Also, where is Twist? Twist is all the way at ramp. Oh no, he's so far away, and they find the players in the site. Twist has now got a 1v3 this round. This could have been a doable one for NIP. But Twist just so far from home, and now shut down. FaZe, they take it. 3 overtimes later, they lock in Train, our third map on this series. Join us after a quick break because you don't want to miss it.